Welcome to the Aboriginal channel. This will be another episode of Aboriginal Forts and Castles. Right here, we're looking at an article from mps.gov where it's a National Historic Site in South Carolina called the Star Fort. It says the Star Fort was an earthen fort. As you see it today, it is how it looked in 1781. The Star Fort walls were originally about 14 feet high, with sandbags around the top, giving it a height of about 17 feet. It says the construction of the Star Fort started in December 1780 and finished early 1781. It was built by loyalist soldiers loyal to the King of England and slaves from nearby farms and plantations. Now, we know what they mean by slaves from nearby farms and plantations, right? Said that the star shape allowed musket and cannon fire in all directions, and that the long mound of dirt in the center of the picture is called a traverse and was built during the Patriot siege of the Star Fort. It was used as a second line of defense in case the Patriots breached the Star Fort walls. So all those tens of thousands of so-called slaves and the 13,000s of American Indian that fought for the British, this is who they're talking about, because only American Indians built Star Forts. Next up is Fort Wood, which is the fort that the Statue of Liberty sits on top of. It says at the time of European colonization of the Hudson River estuary in the mid-17th century, much of the west side of the upper New York Bay contained large tidal flats which hosted vast oyster beds, a major source of food for the Lenape native people who lived there at the time. So this fort right here with its 11 points was built by the Lenape Indians. And I pressed images, and basically this is how it looked back in 1933. Next up is Fort Delaware, which is in Delaware, right by basically the same area in between New York and New Jersey, possibly. And it basically originally looked just like a star right here with a trench of water on the outside of it. Also in New York is a fort called Fort J, and it looked like this. The star around it. I'm sure those buildings are new inside of it. It's called Fort J at Governor's Island, New York. Another fort in that area is called Fort Hancock in New Jersey. And as you can see, it's built up just like Aboriginals would build things. Another fort called Fort Trumbull. It's in Connecticut, same area, and it looks like this. Sort of a different shape, but an Aboriginal's design for sure. Next is Fort Warren. It's in Massachusetts in the same area. It has the same design. It's all grown over right now, but as you can see, it has the same design. Here we have Fort McHenry. It's in Baltimore and it has the same design. Star Fort. Another fort in New York Harbor they used as a Civil War prison is called Castle Williams. It basically looks the same as other rounded forts in Kentucky, Mississippi, Florida, Louisiana, etc. Now going back over to Fort Wood right here in between New York and New Jersey that has the Statue of Liberty on it. Now in previous videos, I've said time and time again how a lot of these buildings and structures are replicas. Replicas not only in structural design, but also in culture. So right here, they got a woman calling her the Statue of Liberty up here. Then you have one of the first images in the book America from 1671, where looks like a queen, an Indian queen, being held up in the air by what looked to be some European servants. So now we know what home of the free, land of the brave means. This is this servant right here who descendants own the land of America right now. So they would be the owners of the land. So the land of the free, because they're free now, but it's the home of the brave. Through the history books, which has all been a lie. So therefore, if it's a lie, then what's the truth? If it's a lie, then what's